Who's your commander?
Good luck.
Equip.
Move to combat. Resolves.
Right.
Now, before you attack
Does
me-
anyone have an answer?
Well played.
Good game.
Hello, my name is DJ and welcome to the Jumbo Commander YouTube channel. Today, I have something incredibly exciting. This is my first preview card ever, and it's from the newest set, Dominaria. Let's see the card. May I present Urgoros, the Empty One. 4 black for a legendary creature, Spectre. 4/3 flying, and whenever Urgoros, the Empty One, deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card at random. If the player can't, you draw a card. First thoughts? Wow, look at that awesome art. As we return to Dominaria, we see a bigger, badder, legendary Hypnotic Spectre, which is a classic from the very first visit to the plane in Alpha. I love the feeling of this card. Great job, it just really grabs us. But let's jump into the mechanics. Let's talk limited. This is Evasive Card Advantage. It demands removal. Evasive discard is pretty rare, and recently when we see it at rare. There are also not a lot of creatures that will just draw cards when they hit an opponent, and we've seen cards like this be quite powerful. Urgoros ends games because it's an evasive flyer. But if you're beating down for 4 in the air unhindered, do you really need that card as well? Well, I mean, obviously yes, but it does work a little bit against itself. An opponent can sandbag a card to prevent you from drawing. One thing that's interesting though is they can't sandbag a card to protect a second card in their hand because the discard is random. We don't often see random discard on newer cards. It's very interesting tension. That's real good design. This coming down on turn 6 and attacking the hand on turn 7 means that it's not really likely to hit anything relevant. An opponent's 7 drop? That's why the card draw is so nice to see on that. If there's nothing to hit in the hand, you at least get something to yours. We'll need to wait and see how this performs in draft. It's certainly powerful, it just might not hit the right point on the curve. It's more likely to perform well in sealed where there's more time to deploy a powerful 6-drop. But now let's discuss constructed. This doesn't have the power level to break into standard, modern, or legacy, but this is a channel about Commander, and Commander has a place for every card. I can imagine an awesome discard deck with Urgoros as my commander. I'm gonna fill it full of specters. No better place than the first legendary specter than to lead all of the others into battle. It's not a very deep tribe with only 14 other specters that can support Urgoros, but I can imagine an awesome discard deck with the specters coming in and dealing combat damage and making our opponents discard. And when our opponents discard, then we punish them with all of the great punishing spells in black like Raider's Wake from new sets, Waste Not giving us mana and zombies and card draw, but also Blood Chief Ascension and so many others. And as long as we're connecting with our specters, let's get some equipment. Not only does equipment help us get more damage through, but it can also sweeten the deal when we do happen to connect. Dousing Dagger flips into a crazy land, Sword of Body and Mind mills our opponent, gives us a wolf, but most importantly, if we just happen to have Elbrus the Binding Blade attached to a specter, it will flip over into a 13/13 flying, intimidating, trampling demon that grows even bigger. The reason why I have these crazy cards in here is because this is not going to be a top tier commander deck. It's going to be one full of flavor and nostalgia. This is a legendary specter deck, and so we need some style in here. And as long as we're milling people with a Sword of Body and Mind, as long as we're having them discard the cards they just can't get into play with all of our specters, why don't we just have a little bit of a Reanimator sub-theme? Geth, Lord of the Vault, Chaina, Dementia Master will be more than happy to pull their cards out of their graveyard and put them on your side. And Sepulchral Primordial can just hit every single one of your opponents. Make sure to click on the link in the description so that you can see my full deck list for this commander deck. It's a very special Spectre spectacle. Please tell me what you think of Urgoros in the comments below. I want to thank Wizards so much for giving me my very first preview card. Thanks everyone for stopping by. You can find me in all the normal places, comment sections, Twitter, and all I like to do is talk about Magic. I'll see you guys real soon.